Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about Microsoft and Xbox games and a recent interview that Phil Spencer did with The Guardian. In it, he talked about his commitment to bringing first party games to Xbox. Microsoft have been criticised lately for the lack of big exclusive games on Xbox One. And people are wondering, will this continue with Scorpio as well, or have they got some games lined up their sleeves that they're going to announce at E3? There's a big difference in the exclusive games that have come this year so far. Xbox One have seen Halo Wars 2, and pretty much that's it, really. While over on PlayStation 4, we've had console exclusives like Neo, Gravity Rush 2, Nier Automata, Persona 5, Yakuza 0, the Kingdom Hearts remasters, and of course Horizon Zero Dawn, all of which have done incredibly well. They've sold really well and they've been critically received really well for a lot of them. So it's a pretty big difference for 2017 for the games at the moment. Now, Phil Spencer did say in the interview that the audience for these big story-driven single-player games, they're not as consistent in sales. So you'll have games like Zelda or Horizon Zero Dawn that will come out every so often and do really well, but they also don't have the same impact that they used to have, which is partly true. Yeah, I get what he's saying with that. Because you get a lot of these big multiplayer service-based games now where they can continually keep people hooked, sell them new content, things like that. So I do get where he's coming from on that point. But at the same time, games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda on Switch have sold extremely well. So it does show that if you do make a decent game, even if it's single player, it can still sell extremely well. He did say that Sony first-party studios do a lot of these games, which is true, and they're very good at them, also true. It's probably sort of covering himself a bit because a lot of the games come in are multiplayer-focused games on Xbox, and also they don't have the studios to back them up like Sony do, so they don't have the Naughty Dogs for making Uncharted and things like that. So there's two sides of that really where he's talking about. I can see both sides of the argument, but for players on Xbox who want that single player experience, it doesn't always sound too great, like he's going to commit to those single player games too much anyway. That I'm sure the games will still have single player components like Halo and Gears of War, but they might not be as focused as the Sony first party exclusives. Now, going into E3, we know that they're going to have a new Forza Motorsports game, as well as Crackdown 3, the multiplayer pirate game Sea of Thieves, zombie game State of Decay 2, and a remake of Phantom Dust, which is an old Xbox game, and the retro platformer Cuphead, which looks quite good actually, but they don't feel like big AAA exclusive games. Maybe Forza and Crackdown will, but the others seem more smaller scale games. And I don't know if they're going to be able to compete with what Sony's got already released and what is coming from Sony for the rest of the year and the next few years as well. We've got the Crash Bandicoot remasters, remakes coming, Wipeout Omega remake, the Uncharted Lost Legacy game, Everybody's Golf, Days Gone, Spider-Man, Gran Turismo Sport, God of War, Death Stranding, Detroit Becoming Human, Dreams, Shenmue 3, and The Last of Us, to name quite a few there. So that should keep players on PlayStation really happy for the next few years, and it's hard to see what Microsoft's going to be able to do to counter that. Maybe they'll have to rely on third-party support to team up with some of those to get some bigger games or at least exclusive content coming to the Xbox to keep players happy. So yeah, I mean, E3 is going to be interesting enough, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that's all I want to say at the moment on the matter. Anyone wants to comment, please do so, and like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon.